most exciting thing that's happened in my garden this year has been my plum harvest. And I finally figured out why I had such a big one. Chill hours. Because this plum tree I inherited, and I never paid any attention to any of that sort of thing before I started late bloomer. I didn't know anything about stone fruit. And this past winter, we had the coldest winter in 60 years. This tree responded. It came out of dormancy full blast out of those chill hours. We have had record hot years, January, 88 degrees, crazy heat in the winter in the last 3 or 4 years. But this past year, we had a lot of rain and a lot of cold. In fact, it's July the 12th, and I'm wearing a turtleneck. So I just figured it out this morning, that this is the reason that this tree responded so well this year. It's still producing, not a ton the way it has, and Eric won't be back for a couple of weeks, so this will be finished by the time he gets back. So a big problem with what I did on this side of the house years ago, we had waist-high weeds over here all the time because the old man in the house next door, he had weeds on his little side of the picket fence, and so of course they came over here. And so we put down cloth, and then we put in several inches of gravel. Unfortunately, this gravel is the sharp kind that pierces the fruit. It falls off the tree with force, and it lands on one of those sharp points, and it's impaled. So if it lays there for a few hours, then bugs start to notice, flies and so forth, and so then you don't want to eat that fruit. So I've lost a lot of fruit that way. So because I'm not going back up on the roof without Eric here, I am going to use the picker, the plum picker, the fruit picker, and get as much as I can. And the thing is about this tree is I don't know what the variety is because, you know, I never asked the previous owners. They live in Sweden. It's either a Methley plum or maybe a Santa Rosa. I'm just not sure. Sometimes you cut into them and they're red, and when they're really ripe, they're peach colored inside. And you've seen in my videos, they're this color on the outside until they get in and sit on your counter for a couple of days. Then they turn dark. You know, when I first started late bloomer, the first season, I did a travel video up to near Palo Alto to a family farm called Wild Farm. And I learned a little bit about stone fruit, but I'd never thought anything about it here because it's always warm. Fruit trees need chill hours, and opinions vary, but in general it's below 45 degrees. How many hours is a tree spending below 45 degrees? And that's really hard for you to count and me to count, but there are services, government services, that actually do record that in your area. So that's a great way to determine. But I know between the extra rain and the chill hours, that's why this tree delivered this year. Check it out. Beautiful. When they put in the house next door, I never thought this tree was going to survive because it is 1 foot from the property line. There used to be a little white picket fence here between the old man's house and mine, and a big limb went that way. And I asked them if they would cut out a notch in the fence in order for this limb, and they said of course not, because the house is 5 feet on the other side of the fence. So I didn't think it would survive, and because this house is way taller than this house and the sun comes this way, so between the trees, the pittosporum that have grown up since they built the house, and the house, this tree gets hardly any light. And I never thought it was going to make it, but what a difference a winter with rain and cold can make to a stone fruit tree. Okay, there's one I see that I really want to get. Let's see if I can get it from this. Ah! Oh! It's on the roof. Shoot. I might have to get the ladder after all. Where's that plum? Where's that plum? I used this ladder many times before Eric ever came to work for me. It's ancient. Actually, I could just take a few off from here if I move the ladder down a little bit. Right about now, the basket would be very handy. Let's see. Okay, okay. There's two more up there I want. Look at these four. Look at that. Fantastic. Right there. Okay, I think I've had my excitement for today. Let go of me, tree. I know you love me, but let go. Ah, don't scrape me. Okay. So just a little follow-up. Do you remember the beehive I had under my shed? Well, guess what? I have another hive. It's either the same band of bees I had before, that didn't want to leave, and they found another way to get in underneath my shed, or it's a whole new crop. At any rate, it's bigger than the one before. I'm going to stay out of the way because I don't want to get stung, and hopefully the bee guys are pulling up right now and they're going to take care of it for good this time. Red skin, peach colored flesh. What is it? I hope you enjoy the cooking videos that I have done on my plums this year. This has been just so exciting and record-breaking for me, and I hope you've enjoyed it too. Thanks so much for watching this channel, liking my videos, and especially sharing them with your friends. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And if you enjoyed this one, why not try these? Is that gorgeous? Is that gorgeous? I did that. Is it focusing? No. Focus on the fruit, not my face. Here you go.